loans and how to manage your debts and stuff. So for kids that are slightly younger, not to worry, because for today itself, right, it's something that you have to start knowing from very young, because in the future, these are things that you will go through as well. So what's going to happen right here, right? We actually have, okay, we have a few more friends joining us. All right, so for those who just joined, welcome in. I was just sharing today. Oh, okay, one more person coming in. All right. Okay, all in, great. So today itself, as mentioned, that we're going to be talking about this thing called in the crisis. So later on, there will be two persons speaking. One is actually myself. I'm Wendy here from SG Empower. And later on, we actually also have another person now, which is actually Cham. Cham is also joining us later on as well. He's from Endow Us to share about loans, CPF, and things like that. Okay, all right. So kids, I believe that everyone has this thing called EduSave, right? So EduSave or some bursary schemes and stuff like that. Are you aware that all these government schemes that you are getting right now, right, even for your scholarship and stuff, is actually part of your CPF also in the future? Because in Singapore, the government really take care of all of us from young all the way to when we grow up, including things like retirement funds, SRS, which is the retirement thing as well. Okay, so today itself, what we're going to kickstart to talk about, right, is this thing. Okay, so this is actually about myself. I want to go into in-depth because I think a few of you already know me quite well after a few rounds of sharing and all that. Yeah, so there's also a program that I usually share in terms of this thing called the Financial Mastery Program. Yeah, so today, three things that we will talk about, right? One is actually called how to cope with financial crisis. And the second one here is actually this thing called to build multiple source of income. And at the same time, the last one here is actually to talk about this thing called savings, budgeting, and managing debt in a crisis as well. Okay. All right, yeah, 900 over 1,000. So as you can see right here, right, the capital gain of it is around 210,000. And just for information, the property is fully paid off for many years ago already. So the rental gain itself, as you can see here, I'm showing everything factual, and this is things that I just screenshot yesterday, yeah, just for your information. It's giving me $2,150 of rental every single month, times 12 months is equivalent to around $25,000. So if you do a dividing of 25,000 versus the purchase cost, it's about 3.4% of my rental yield. And not to forget, when we buy a property in Singapore, we have to pay for stamp duty, maintenance costs. You want to rent it out, you have to look for agent, income tax, property tax, and many things. Okay, so after you minus everything, I realized that my net every single month I gain from this rental is about $1,800, about 1,600 actually, 1,600 in precise, because I have to pay for some extra things like example stamp duty. But if you are still on a loan and a mortgage, right, this is not a so-called asset generating you with a positive cash flow, because you have to actually pay for those things. All right. So the second one here is actually a commercial property asset that I wanted to show you, which is on 2012. So this was purchased on 2012, TOP on 2015, and the purchase cost is this. And as you can see, there's a capital gain of 110,000. The rental yield is slightly higher because it's a bigger property, it's about 2,000 square feet, it's about 29,000. If you divide out everything, it's about 3.5%. But not to forget, as a commercial property itself, you have to pay for things like stamp duty and GST. There will be a 7% GST that you have to pay for it. GST is something that IRAS actually charge you as well, where if you look at everything, if you minus off everything, every month I still generate about 1,000 plus as well as a return. And same thing, the property has been fully paid off. So some people would say that, hey, Wendy, because you got money, right? But then you generate the wealth. That's why you can buy property that can give you every month close to $4,000 of so-called rental income that I can use fully without after offsetting everything. But these are actually just some things I would like to show you is possible to be done if you start from young. Okay, all right. So the next thing that I would like to show you is something that is easier, because when you buy property, right, you have to have one whole big chunk of amount. Example, as I showed you just now, 600,000, 700,000, or even more to buy it. But when it comes to something that is easier, which is called the dividend return. So most of our parents will definitely know about this, or even some of you who are already starting to do investment for yourself. Dividend return is actually something that really can generate you something positive also every single month, with or without you working as well. So I'm just sharing with you two things here. One is actually a unit trust, one is a structured note. Once again, for all friends right here, I'm just sharing with you what I did and how these things are generating passive income, which you can start to think from today, regardless how young, how old you are. Because even if you're young, you can share with your parents and tell your parents how you can try to do it together with them. Okay, so this is just very recent. So just now I showed you something that was 2011, 2012 and all that. Now I'm showing you something from my City Goal itself, which is actually in started last year. So for those who are new in this program, last year I supposed to relocate. So I kind of cashed out everything, wanting to relocate to the new city. But when COVID struck, everything just collapsed and nothing happened. So I have a little bit of spare cash, close to about $500,000, I would say. Then I actually decided to go into unit trust, and I decided to go into notes. So on April 2020, I actually bought 3 unit trusts. And from April 2020 till now, it has a capital gain of around $1,000 every single month. So total about 14,000. So if you divide out everything, right, it's approximately 6%, okay, of return that I gotten. And on the right-hand corner here is actually this thing which is called the structured note that I did last year as well, December. And till date, it has about $8,000 capital gain already. And so it's giving me about 7%. So as you can see, right, real estate is only giving me about a 3% plus return, which I have not even minus all my costs. Okay, but whereas for unit trust and structured notes, there's no cost. Okay, this is it. This is what I get, and that's it. Okay, so the next thing, let me show you something that is quite amazing, which is almost like a rental income as well. So this is my cash account in Citigo itself. And as you can see on the right-hand column, from June, May, April, I'm just showing 3 months. Every single month itself, right? Every single one of these unit trusts is generating me $918 of money dividend. So everyone, as you can see, the time that I screenshot, right, was just last night, okay, because I wanted to show you the latest item so that you know that these are all real things. So as you can see, every single month I'm getting this amount, and it's about a 4.5% of per annum return. And this is on top of the 6% that I'm getting in terms of capital gain. So can you see that it's very similar like a property? Property has capital gain, okay, when you buy at 600,000, when you sell at 700,000 or whichever. And at the same time here, this page itself is almost like a rental income. Every single month, I'm getting all this rental income in terms of dividend. So if you add up these 3 items that I've shared just now, it's actually already giving me close to $5,000 over of return every single month without I working at all. I do nothing. I every month just collect rental, every month just collect dividend from my unit trust, and also from my structured note that is giving me 10%. So structured note invest into stocks, okay? So it's actually already $5,000 over that you, as you can see from here. So why am I showing you all these items is because to share with you that passive income is definitely possible. And as I mentioned just now, what I'm sharing with you is only 3 accounts. I have other portfolios that's ongoing. So every single month to generate a 5-figure passive income by doing nothing is definitely possible. Okay, but of course, you will start saying that, hey, teacher Wendy, you know, I don't have so much money. You know, I don't have 500,000. I don't have $1 million. How am I supposed to start? So what I'm trying to tell you here is asset-based return, which is your property rental, investment return, dividend return that I showed you just now, is just one source, because there are many other sources of returns that you can do. Example, affiliate marketing, e-commerce, YouTube sponsorship, freelancing, teaching, like what I'm doing right now, skill-based, all these are many things